Hello, welcome to News Now on TV360. I'm Thelma Okoro. The UN Security Council will be visiting Nigeria in March this year to discuss the Boko Haram insurgency. During that visit, the Council will also assess the level of humanitarian crisis caused by the terror group. Deputy spokesperson for UN Secretary General Farhan Haq confirmed the visit earlier this week. He also says UN agencies and their partners would continue to deliver aid and provide other humanitarian assistance to victims of the insurgency. The agency has said the number of people in northeast Nigeria without enough to eat is set to rise to 11 million this year. The global body has asked the Nigerian government to act fast. Senate President Bukola Saraki has assured Nigerians that President Muhammadu Buhari is healthy and there is no cause for alarm. In a statement, the Senate President also confirmed the President will return to the country very soon. Saraki had visited the President alongside Speaker of the House of Representatives Yakubu Dogara and Senate Leader Ahmed Lawan in London. President Buhari was expected in Nigeria on February 6th, but he wrote to the National Assembly informing them of his desire to extend his leave in order to complete a series of tests recommended by his doctors. Meanwhile, the president has thanked all Nigerians for their constant prayers and kind wishes for his health. The president, in a tweet, also thanked the National Assembly leaders for paying him a visit while in London. He, however, did not state when he will be returning back into the country. Since his absence, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has assumed presidency of Nigeria. Retired Nigerian public workers have staged a protest over delay in payment of over 1 year pension entitlements. The pensioners held the protest in Abuja, the nation's capital. They are asking the government to pay their allowances as soon as possible. Now, they say non-payment of their pensions have caused them to languish in untold penury and misery.
We plead earnestly with the federal government to take urgent special measures to reverse this unfortunate situation and institute a regime of prompt payment of contributory pension benefits. If government borrows money to pay salaries, why can't it do so for pension? If we will save the option of recurring to unpleasant approaches to fighting this cause to its conclusion. And that is only when government changes its attitude to pension, especially the contributory pension scheme, and begin to settle pensioners faithfully. We have written to the Ministry of Finance, through it to government, to establish, to set up a special interagency and stakeholder committee to address this issue. If it means government to borrow money wherever, bond or from banks or ways and means from central bank, they have to do that in order to ensure that pension benefits are no longer delayed.
The Nigerian police force say they have arrested the mastermind of some high-profile abductions in Ogun and Lagos State. He has been identified as Joseph Omoni. The suspect confessed being involved in the kidnaps of 5 students and 3 staff of the Turkish school on January 13th and the kidnap of the Secretary of Isheri Estate Landlord Association. Aside from these crimes, the suspect confessed to an assassination attack last year where a woman identified as Aisha Ali Balogun and 1 other person were killed. The Inspector General of Police Ibrahim Idris has announced plans to convene a national security summit as part of efforts to tackle the rising cases of kidnapping in the country. Speaking at a meeting with commissioners of police and senior police officers in Abuja, Idris says the increasing cases of kidnapping is becoming worrisome. He admitted that the Nigerian police force requires the cooperation of all Nigerians to tackle the menace. Still on our top stories now, the Federal Executive Council (FEC) has approved the award of 126 billion naira for the construction of 12 road projects. Babatunde Fashola, the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, made this known while briefing State House correspondents after the FEC meeting. Fashola says the projects were spread across Kano, Bauchi, Adamawa, Kwara, Gombe, Enugu, Kaduna and Bauchi states. The Nigerian government has approved a new national health policy. Health Minister Isaac Adewale says the new policy would provide direction in improving the health of the national system. He also lays emphasis on primary health care as the bedrock of Nigeria's healthcare system, in addition to the provision of financial risk protection to all Nigerians. The Commandant General of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Abdullahi Ghana, says the agency plans to recruit over 3,500 personnel in 2017. Ghana says the recruitment would cost 2 billion naira and urged the House of Representatives Committee on Interior to appropriate more funds to the organization. He says the Corps was facing operational as well as accommodation challenges which require urgent attention. The Nigerian Army says the Research and Innovation Summit will henceforth become an annual event of the Nigerian Army. Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tukaburutai was speaking at the closing of a 3-day maiden edition of the Army Research and Innovation Summit held in Abuja. According to him, the overall objective of the summit is to establish a viable framework for a successful research and innovation program in the Nigerian Army.
Persons and participation of key stakeholders in the summit has effectively narrowed the information gap that had in the past militated against optimizing the collective application of national resources towards enhancing the capacity of our military. I am convinced that we are leaving this summit here today with a clear understanding of our different roles in strengthening the synergy required for us to attain the national quest for self-reliance in defense production and national development. The summit has therefore set the tone for the Nigerian Army to leverage these initiatives towards self-sufficiency in its continuous efforts in building a professionally responsive Nigerian Army in the discharge of its constitutional roles.
Noted the need to undertake a diligent assessment of Nigerian research and innovation needs assessment towards developing appropriate concepts for research and innovation. Regretted the lack of national culture on research and innovation and commended the efforts of the Nigerian Army and indeed the emphasis of Nigeria in leading the sensitization efforts towards developing a viable research culture in Nigeria. Prayed for the enactment of the Bill on National Policy on Research, Development and Innovation as an act by the National Assembly before the end of third quarter 2017.
Corruption not in my country.
Hello? Yeah, I found your wallet in front of a supermarket. Meet me at Apple Junction. Yes, I'll be waiting for you.
Now we find out. Two of us.
Thank you very much, officer. You know, it's surprising that men like you still exist in the police force.
Yes, so...
Oh, yes.
This is just a token of my appreciation.
Oh, no, you don't need to do this. We're only doing our job.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
You're welcome.
Now I know police is really my friend.
Yes.
Friend. Hey. Okay, which came up with this one? I don't understand.
You know your problem. You are greedy. I'm a policeman who is doing his job. All forms of corruption in the force. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. It's now time for business stories. Fidelia has all the latest.
Thank you, Thelma. Nigeria's Budget Minister Udoma says the country is yet to decide how much it wants to borrow from the World Bank. According to the minister, the figure will depend on the 2017 budget approved by the National Assembly. He says the government is waiting for the passage of the 7.2 trillion naira budget by the Assembly to determine how much it's going to borrow from the World Bank. The minister's statement follows the World Bank's willingness to give Nigeria a $2.5 billion loan. The loan is to help pay for record spending of 24 billion this year. Nigeria has raised over 160 billion naira, that is $525 million in local currency bonds at a second debt auction this year. This is according to the Debt Management Office on Thursday. The debt office said initially planned to raise 110 billion at the auction, but increased the offer due to demand. Total demand at the auction stood at 33.03 billion naira, higher than 23.05 billion naira at its previous sale. Oil prices steadied on Thursday as record crude and gasoline inventories in the United States dragged on prices, though OPEC supply cuts helped to support the market. Brent crude was up 10 cents at $55.85 a barrel, while US crude was up 10 cents as well at $53.21 a barrel. Analysts say oil market is balanced between these opposing factors, that is OPEC cuts and rising US inventories and production. Well, that's all on business. Thelma will be back with more stories.
Corruption not in my country.
That was a very good business.
Yeah.
The furniture you brought was very perfect.
That's how we roll.
Because let me do you receipts.
Yeah. How much was it again?
1 million naira.
Okay, write 2.5.
Mbano. The deal was for 1 million naira now.
Okay, write 3 million. I'll give you 500.
Oh no, I don't do business like that now. Yeah.
Hey, that case, give me back my check. Let me go and look for someone that understand business.
Take.
Your loss.
But it is only for incorruptible customers. What are you talking?
Now get out.
What kind of this?
You will just die.
No,
you will die.
That is the door. Now get out from here.
Rubbish.
Look, my people, make una only add money for original invoice price. That's not corruption. Say no, not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Kenyan opposition leader Raila Odinga says mass protests were possible if August elections were rigged in the country. Now, this comment is likely to scare many Kenyans fearful of a repeat of the widespread violence that erupted after a disputed poll in 2007. President Uhuru Kenyatta's government has also been hit by a string of corruption scandals and a strike by doctors that has entered its third month. The 2017 election is scheduled for August 8, 2017. The government of Burundi has said it will not attend peace talks in Tanzania. The talks are slated for Thursday, and the main opposition alliance has confirmed its participation in the talks. The talks are meant to find an end to a violent political crisis that began in 2015 after President Pierre Nkurunziza says he would seek a third term in office. This move was slammed by opponents who say he violated the constitution and a peace deal that ended an ethnically charged civil war in the country. Arsenal ladies have confirmed the departure of Nigerian striker Asisat Oshoala to Chinese Super League side. Now, Oshoala, in a statement, said that she thanked the club for their contribution, and the Arsenal ladies also released a statement saying that they bid her farewell in her upcoming move. Oshoala rose to prominence at the 2014 FIFA Under-20 World Cup, where she won the Golden Boot as the tournament's highest goal scorer and the Golden Ball as the tournament's best player. She was crowned the 2014 and 2016 African Women Footballer of the Year and 2015 BBC Women Footballer of the Year. FIFA President Gianni Infantino says he is not concerned by the threats of hooliganism at next year's FIFA World Cup in Russia. The Swiss also says FIFA will consider joint hosting of the 2026 World Cup tournament. Fears of hooliganism at next year's World Cup have increased, especially after the violence at Euro 2016. About 35 people were injured, including 4 whose conditions were said to be serious after England and Russian fans clashed in the stadium after a match between both sides. Also, one Russian fan speaking as part of a BBC documentary to be broadcast on Thursday says trouble is 100% guaranteed at the 2018 World Cup. Usain Bolt's teammate at the 4x100 2008 Olympic final, Nestor Carter, has filed an appeal at the Court of Arbitration for Sports after the International Olympic Committee stripped him of his medal. The Jamaicans lost their 4x100 2008 Olympic gold medal after Carter tested positive for a banned substance in a retest of his sample. His lawyer says he has appealed the decision at CAS and is waiting a date for his trial. That's all we have on news now. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Thelma Okoro.